Beautiful souls, welcome to the sacred journey of Kal Mantra. Embrace divine grace. Let the celestial vibrations uplift your spirit and guide you toward inner peace, abundance, and divine blessings. Open your heart, chant with devotion, and awaken the infinite grace within you.
Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of India's absolute most intense, electrifying, and honestly entirely unique religious gatherings. We're talking about the Ambubachi Mela, a truly spectacular 4-day festival that completely transforms the Nilachal Hills over in Assam. But right off the bat, I want you to picture this. Think about this massive paradox for a second. Why would 1 million people gather in the pouring monsoon rain, braving intense heat and just brutal humidity, only to wait outside a closed temple? Seriously, what could possibly draw sadhus, deeply devoted tantric practitioners, and travelers from all corners of the globe just to stare at shut doors for 3 straight days? To figure that out, here's our roadmap. We're going to cover 1. The menstruating goddess, 2. The 4-day ritual, 3. The sacred red cloth, 4. The Mahakumbh experience, and 5. Navigating the logistics. We'll take you all the way from profound ancient mythology straight into a highly practical travel guide for 2026. All right, let's jump right into section 1, the menstruating goddess and Kamakhya's sacred rhythm. Okay, so let's break down exactly what we're talking about here. The word Ambubachi actually comes from 2 Sanskrit words, Ambu, which means water, and Vachi, meaning indication or spoken with water. This entire festival perfectly coincides with the arrival of the southwest monsoon. The core belief here is that these monsoon rains make the earth fertile, ready for procreation. And beautifully, this is seen as perfectly aligning with the yearly menstrual cycle of the goddess Kamakhya herself. Now, think about this for a second, because it illustrates a huge cultural contrast. In so many parts of the world, and honestly, even in other parts of India, menstruation is heavily stigmatized. But as our sources point out, Assam totally flips the script. They completely reject these widespread taboos. They don't just tolerate it, they actually celebrate it. We see this on a grand scale at Kamakhya, but it's also echoed in local Assamese traditions, like Taloni Bia, which is a beautiful ritual that actually celebrates a young girl's attainment of womanhood. And the backstory here? It is just fascinating. According to ancient texts, like the Kalika Purana and the Yogini Tantra, when Lord Shiva was carrying the dismembered body of his companion Sati across the universe, her yoni, her womb, fell exactly here at Nilachal Hill. But here's the kicker, and what I found truly incredible. There is no traditional carved idol in the Kamakhya Temple. None. Instead, the goddess is worshipped as a natural, yoni-shaped rock fissure that's kept constantly moist by a natural underground spring. To the devotees, this is absolutely not just a symbol. It represents her actual living biological rhythms. Moving right along to section 2, the 4-day ritual, focusing on rest and renewal. So, how does this actually play out in real life? The 2026 timeline kicks off on June 22nd. At a very precise astrological moment, the temple doors are sealed completely shut. Then, for the next 2 days, June 23rd and 24th, the goddess basically goes into seclusion to rest. During this period, devotees observe strict restraint. Historically, they'd even pause farming and cooking just to let the earth rest alongside her. Finally, on the morning of June 26th, after a full ritual purification, those doors are thrown wide open for massive public darshan. Now, the vibe on Nilachal Hill while those doors are closed is literally electric. We're talking about one of the largest tantric gatherings on the entire planet. The hill is just packed with agoris covered in ash, naga sadhus, and wandering ball singers. But our sources have a quick tip for uninitiated visitors. Treat this purely as an experiential atmosphere. Authentic Tantra operates under super strict parampara, or lineage rules. That basically means there's zero public participation in the core rituals. You're there to respectfully observe a deeply charged, highly meditative space. Which brings us to section 3, the sacred red cloth, the prasad of Shakti. When those temple doors finally crack open, people are essentially looking for 2 very specific, highly sacred things. The first is Angodek. This literally translates to the fluid of the body. It's the sacred spring water from deep inside the cave sanctum. The second, and arguably the most famous, is the Angavastra, the cloth of the body. This is the actual physical red cloth that was used to drape the yoni rock during those 3 days of menstruation. Believers say this cloth has literally absorbed the concentrated creative life force of the goddess herself. Listen up, because this next point is absolutely crucial if you're planning a visit. Securing that Angavastra comes with a massive warning attached. Because it's viewed as the super concentrated symbol of Shakti, it is distributed strictly, entirely free of cost by authorized Shibate priests on reopening day. Our sources don't mince words here. If you see someone trying to sell this red cloth outside the temple gates or peddling it online, it is 100% a fake. Don't fall for it. Okay, let's talk about the sheer size of this gathering in Section 4. The Mahakumbh experience, scale and intensity. The scale of this event is mind-blowing, which is exactly why it's been dubbed the Mahakumbh of the East. We are talking about 1 million devotees expected to absolutely flood the area over just 4 days. The intensity, staggering. The air gets incredibly thick with incense and this continuous, echoing chanting. There's even a widespread belief that the mighty Brahmaputra River actually turns red during these days. Now, science points out it's from iron-rich soil getting churned up by monsoon floods, but for the devotees, they revere it as the goddess's own blood. So how do you even move 1 million people? Well, Indian Railways goes into absolute overdrive. For the summer of 2026, they have approved an insane 18,262 special train trips. That's spread across 908 distinct trains. To put that in perspective, that is a 47% jump from the previous year. You've got trains pouring into hubs like Guwahati from all over, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, completely upending the normal logistics of the entire region just to handle this massive surge. And that perfectly sets up our 5th and final section, navigating the logistics, survival, and strategy. With crowds this massive, the district administration is rolling out incredibly strict rules for 2026. First things first, no VIP or VVIP passes. Period. Everyone waits in the exact same queues. To try and ease the crazy congestion, they've opened a brand new entry route via the Pandu side. Also, because the goddess is resting, there is 0 loud music or cultural performances allowed. Don't even think about pulling your phone out inside the sanctum. Photography is strictly forbidden. Oh, and during peak days, you can forget about driving up Nilachal Hill. Vehicles are banned, so you'll be walking. All right, so here is your practical game plan. Step 1, book your hotel at least 30 days out. Seriously, anything within a 10-kilometer radius vanishes instantly. Step 2, if you actually want to see the reopening, you've got to arrive at least 2 days early to secure a decent spot. Step 3, pack waterproof gear, an umbrella, and slip-off shoes. It's the monsoon, it will pour, and you'll probably end up walking barefoot anyway. Step 4, mentally and physically prepare for 6 to 12-hour queues. And finally, Step 5, to complete the whole theological circuit, grab a ferry across the river and visit the Umananda Temple, which is dedicated to Lord Shiva. I know, standing in the sweltering, pouring rain for up to 12 hours sounds absolutely brutal, right? But literally every experienced pilgrim quoted in our sources says the exact same thing. They all say, whatever time you wait in the queue, the darshan is worth it. The sheer energy inside that sanctum, vibrating with the focused devotion of hundreds of thousands of people, is repeatedly described as this unmatched, once-in-a-lifetime payoff. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Now that you know the ancient history, the mind-boggling scale, the intense weather, and the profound spiritual energy of the Mahakumbh of the East, are you ready to brave the monsoon for the ultimate test of devotion? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer on the Ambubachi Mela.
Struggling with health, financial worries, wealth, relationships, or career? Don't let these challenges hold you back. Harness the ancient power of authentic Rudraksha, planetary remedies, and Vedic astrology to restore balance and attract success. But act fast. These sacred remedies are in limited stock. Visit callmantra.com today to transform your life.
If this resonated with you, join our spiritual journey. Your support keeps us growing. We'd love to hear your thoughts. So like, comment, share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.